In Niger, our collective position is that we support ECOWAS and the interventions that they are putting in place, whatever means necessary that should be used to make sure that these democratic processes are sustained and maintained and protected should be brought to bear to stop those who want to use the barrel of the gun to run the affairs of countries or to manage the issues of our continent.
As ECOWAS weighs its options and contemplates on the most effective approach to take for a restoration of constitutional order in Niger, following the July 27, 2023 coup d'etat that deposed President Mohamed Bazoum's presidency, Kenya's President William Ruto has called on the West African body to use all means necessary in its pursuit of that restoration. President William Ruto, who has long been against that military coup, and the previous coups in Francophone West Africa that have so far seen 4 countries taken over by the military, has lauded ECOWAS and said that he's in support of all the initiatives that ECOWAS may be forced to take for the Niger military junta which is in power to be defeated. Speaking from Maputo in Mozambique as he commenced his 2-day visit to the country on August 10, 2023, the no-nonsense head of state said that Africa will not allow part of itself to slide into military regimes. That what is happening in West Africa is senseless and the militaries that are taking over democratic governments should not be allowed to rule, since this goes against the democratic gains that the continent has made, and ECOWAS should make sure that the Niger military junta isn't given that chance, because this practice might turn infectious and spread to other countries. Check out what he said on the same, in his address to the media.
We are very proud of the leadership that Mozambique is providing. We are happy that Kenya has worked with your team in New York. And just to confirm to you, Mr. President, as I did, that even though we supported Mozambique being the immediate former occupant of that space, Mozambique are doing better than we did. And I was telling you it's the case of the student being better than the teacher. So again, we appreciate your leadership in that space. And to speak to the global challenges around security that you have spoken to, which I fully associate with, whether it is in Ukraine or in Sudan. And Mr. President, I will brief you later on the discussions we are having under IGAD. I did speak to the President of Egypt a few days ago, and the President of Chad, and I did have an engagement with the President of Ethiopia, even as we provide leadership under the AU IGAD framework to resolve the issues in Sudan, because we believe that the conflict in Sudan is completely senseless and unnecessary. And the kind of destruction of life and property and infrastructure is not justified in any way. And the sooner that conflict comes to an end, the better. We are working collaboratively with the JEDA initiative, the IGAD AU framework, and also the neighbors framework under the chairmanship of Egypt, to consolidate all these initiatives. And this morning I spoke to former Prime Minister Hamdok, among the people leading the civilian groups that brings together political parties, civil society groups, women groups, youth groups, together to provide a comprehensive framework on how to resolve issues in Sudan and take the country to civilian rule, democratic civilian rule. And it is the same case, Your Excellency. In Niger, our collective position is that we support ECOWAS and the interventions that they are putting in place to make sure that we avoid and resist the slide into military dictatorships and unconstitutional removal of governments. Africa is a democratic continent, and we believe that Africa has sufficient democratic credentials to be able to manage the affairs of our countries with the legitimacy that comes from the people in democratic elections. And that is the only change of government through democratic elections that guarantees the aspirations of not just our individual countries, but the collective will of the people of this continent.
These sentiments clearly supports a military intervention in Niger, whether from ECOWAS, the other African regional communities, the African Union, NATO or any other friends of ECOWAS. Then, since Kenya has deployed its soldiers in various countries on the continent for peacekeeping missions, the sentiments also mean that Kenya is ready and willing to send its troops to Niger if need be, or should ECOWAS ask for support. Mind you, some Kenyan troops have already been deployed to Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo to fight against M23 rebels, to Somalia to fight against Al-Shabaab militants, and have previously been deployed to other countries like Liberia, Sierra Leone, Mozambique and others on peacekeeping missions. Do you support the Kenyan president's sentiments on this, or would like him to contribute his forces in the ECOWAS regional force for a military intervention in Niger? Leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe before leaving.